Well, two of our favorite doctors have been hard at work this morning. They have been outside taking medical questions at their walk-up clinic on State Street, and they are going to answer them right now. So please welcome twin OBGYNs, Dr. J and Dr. I.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us.
You guys change up your look a little bit.
Switch it up a little bit. I've got the green glasses on, cut my hair.
And that's Dr. J.
Dr. J.
All right, Dr. I.
I know that.
It's 50-50 chance. Yes, and I'm a twin.
There you
So
go.
the twin vibe, yeah.
The synergy.
All right, so you got some questions, so why don't you go ahead and pull one out.
Let's see what we got here.
See how the walk-up clinic's working here.
I am 33 years old and recently married. I have been trying to get pregnant for 1 year. How long should I wait to see an infertility doctor?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
And she's young.
Yeah, she is. You know, and unfortunately, we're seeing more and more infertility now. It's estimated that 1 in 5 people have some issues with infertility in this country.
Wow. Do you think that's diet? What do you think that is?
I think it's multifactorial. I think diet, environmental triggers, and people are waiting longer to try and have babies. And so you're seeing more infertility. And so if she's been trying a year, she's officially infertile. Once a couple has been trying to have a baby for a year or more, no success with regular intercourse that meets the criteria for infertility. And so at that point, you should see a doctor. I tell people 67% of the time it's female factor, 33% of the time it's male factor. And the toughest part of doing an adequate workup is trying to get the male to go and get that semen analysis. They do not want to do it. But
she doesn't have to go straight to IVF, right?
No,
there are baby steps. This happened to me in my 20s. Yeah, I tried for a year, and I tried the very first medicine. What is it? Clomid.
Still very popular. Yeah. No, there's
2 months later. Here comes Zoe.
What's the cutoff point for freezing your eggs? Like,
there really is no cutoff point. I mean, you want to freeze them earlier because, you know, you have healthier eggs earlier in life, but there's no cutoff. As long as you have good eggs and they can tell that by blood testing, you can freeze them.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
All right, next question.
All right, next C. All right, number 2. My wife has never been on birth control. She doesn't want it to screw up her body, quote unquote. We've been having intercourse for 3 years with protection. How can I convince her to start taking the pill? Well, I would recommend you just sneak it in the applesauce
But if you don't want to do that, the first thing I would tell her, being a married man, is tell her there is nothing, a pill, a shot, there's nothing that can screw up her body. She is perfect just the way she is. But beyond that, I would tell her, consider things other than pills. If she's kind of averse to pills, there's injectables, there are IUDs, there are implants that you can use. And so she may be averse to the pills.
But also you may want to encourage her to look into the beneficial effects of birth control. Exactly. Birth control has a lot of beneficial effects. It can help with weight loss, it can help with skin complexion, it can help with mood sometimes, it can help regulate periods. There are a lot of, you know, so kind of talk her to the upside.
I have had a couple of girlfriends, though, that got off of the pill, like, because they felt that it affected their mood, depression-wise. Does that,
it depends on the pill you use. There are certain pills that can adversely affect the mood, other ones that can be beneficial. So it depends on the class. There's like 3 different classes of birth control pills.
I got a story about this, too. But I'll tell you later on Facebook Live. I'll tell you tonight. Okay, go with the next question.
Right, let's hit it. Okay. Do you recommend young girls getting the HPV vaccine?
I absolutely recommend it. I've got 3 daughters. I was going to say 2. I've got 3 daughters, and they've the 2 that are age appropriate have been vaccinated.
Tell people what the HPV vaccine is.
The HPV vaccine is a vaccine for human papillomavirus, which causes cervical cancer and precancer.
But not just cervical cancer. It can cause anal cancer, cancer of the larynx,
genital warts. It causes a bunch of different things. And so they developed a vaccine. It's been about 10 years now that doesn't get rid of it, but it greatly reduces the likelihood of getting those conditions. So I think it's a plus. I absolutely recommend it.
What age should they start getting
9 through 26. 9 through 26. But the one issue I have, and I tell people, you know, you look at it 2 ways. I look at it from the perspective of my daughter. Will I have her get it? I probably will. But when you look at it from the broader public health perspective, we spend lots of money on cervical cancer screening already. And if people get screening, cervical cancer is one of those cancers that if you catch it early, it's never going to cause a problem. And so we spend a lot of money on screening, and now we're going to spend a lot of money potentially on vaccinating. And it doesn't protect against all strains of HPV anyway, so you still have to get screened. So from a public health perspective, I think the dollars could be better spent.
But it's a good idea. I recommend it. I recommend it.
All right, one more. Let's get one more question here.
All right, let's see. Let's go for green. All right, I am 56 years old and have hot flashes and don't know what to do about them. Is this a sign I'm experiencing menopause? That's the first question. And at 56, if you're having hot flashes,
it's pretty much menopause until proven otherwise, for the most part.
I haven't had a monthly cycle for a year. Is this normal for them to suddenly come back?
You know, we normally would tell people, again, if a year seems to be like the magic number. For infertility, it's also for menopause. If you go 12 months in a row, no period, you're officially menopausal. And if there's any bleeding after that, it's never normal. You need to get evaluated for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Should I stay away from hormone replacement due to previous diagnosis of cancer? I think that really depends on what type of cancer it was. If it was breast cancer, uterine cancer, absolutely stay away from hormones.
Ovarian cancer, certain liver cancers, cancer of the gallbladder, oddly enough. If you have a history of any of those cancers or a family history of them, stay away from them.
Absolutely.
But it can actually protect against certain cancers too, colorectal cancer. So depends on the family history and the type of cancer.
All right, doctors, you squeezed a lot in a little time. Thank you so much. For more information about Dr. J and Dr. I, please go to WindyCityLive.com. All right, coming up, got questions about your kids. We've got the answers for you. Stay with us.